corporations that don't give a shit about our actual fan base because all we want is your money. But today, we like to share a product that's going to be out for you guys really soon. And what is that, you ask? Well, we are now going to be releasing our new Silent Hill Pachinko machine. So forget about the Silent Hills game that we promised to give fans, but we actually lied to them because all we cared about is their money, and plus we hate Hideo Kojima and all his great work that he put in this company, but we don't give a shit about that, do we? I mean, look how scary and terrifying Silent Hills is. I mean, we could have brought this franchise back to its original roots, and we could have made a great comeback for the Silent Hill franchise, but instead we thought to ourselves, hey, we thought this Pachinko machine was actually way better than Silent Hills was ever going to be, so why our stupid bullshit now? I mean, we could have had Norman Reedus for the Silent Hills game, but it's foolish of us because we always have good ideas, but we never go with them because we want to come with some bullshit like a Pachinko machine to get money out of you customers. Give us money, 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 give us money. So as we rip you off for some bullshit that we try to sell you and you actually fall for it because you're stupid as all hell, we're going to be sitting here over at Konami sipping some good old tea. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. To receive your Silent Hill Pachinko machine, call 1-800-KONAMI or Ass Slickers. That's Konami or Ass Slickers. You must be 18 years or older to order, and if you call in the next 5 minutes, you'll receive special offers. So buy our shit! Much money, 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 money. We are Konami and we want your fucking money!
I enjoyed that video, Nemesis.
Okay, guys. Today...
I enjoyed that video. I also enjoyed...
So the Resident Evil reboot will start production in 2018, and there are a couple things that I would like to talk about for the upcoming reboot and what I would like to see. Now, what we know right now for the upcoming Resident Evil reboot is that the movie is going to be produced by James Wan, and it's going to be written by Greg Russo. Now, one thing I would really like to see for the upcoming reboot is, of course, if James Wan and Greg Russo goes with the storyline of Joe Valentine, Albert Wesker, Barry Burton, and Chris Redfield with the Spencer Mansion incident. Because what good will come out of this reboot if not for them to go all the way back to the beginning and explain their own story, starting with the Mansion incident. Now, one thing I do not, and I repeat, do not want to see for this upcoming reboot is if James Wan and Greg Russo make the same mistake what the Mila Jovovich and Paul Canterson Resident Evil movies had. I do not want to see one character throughout all 6 movies that we are going to be getting from this franchise and make it about them. If they're going to be doing this, I want them to explain the backstory for each individual character. I want to see screen time with Chris Redfield. I want to see screen time with Joe Valentine, Albert Wesker, the people who are going to be in this movie, and then I don't want to see that carry on just talking about that character itself. I want all these characters, if they're going to be making 6 movies on this franchise, I want all the characters as they possibly could throw in for this franchise like the games were. I want them to have the backstory between Joe Valentine. I want them to have the same Mansion incident, or somewhat different of what we can see from the Mansion incident in the upcoming reboot. I want to see Claire Redfield. I want to see Leon S. Kennedy throughout this franchise. I don't want to see these movies involve around one character and one character only, because that, to me, is just another insult to the Resident Evil franchise. Even though if they decide, even if they did do that, and let's say Joe Valentine was introduced and she was the main character throughout all 6 films, I still wouldn't want to see that. Even though I love Joe Valentine with a passion, I don't want to see just one Resident Evil character and make it just about them. Another thing that I would really like to see for the upcoming reboot is we need...
Me either, bud.
more zombies, because what good would come from this
if
we didn't have that survival horror feeling for each individual character that they decided to throw in this movie, and have that suspense going on how the games originally were. One other thing that I forgot to mention about what I wanted to see from this upcoming reboot is if James Wan and Greg Russo are going to be throwing characters such as Joe Valentine, Albert Wesker, Barry Burton, even Rebecca Chambers for a lot of characters.
Julia Volk is the right actor for Joe Valentine.
If they end up doing this, I want them to have character development where these movies can go forward and the audience can have that that feeling, that vibe for each individual character, like how we did for each character throughout the games. And if James Wan and Greg Russo can do that, then I will applaud these two, because that is like one of the most important things that needs to come out of this reboot, because I want to see my favorite character on screen, whether it's Joe Valentine, Barry Burton, Albert Wesker, Leon S. Kennedy, and so forth, Claire Redfield, Rebecca Chambers, anybody that you can name in the Resident Evil franchise. I want to have
my best friend, Nemesis.
That feeling. I want to have that connection between what the audience could get from that character as they are growing up with these movies, because as these movies slowly progress in time, I want the audience to experience what it would be like to be in the character's shoes. I want them to have that feeling of what it could be like if you were this character. And that, to me, would be, like, very good. I know that's not easy to do, but that's one thing that needs to happen for this reboot, is the audience needs to have that connection with the characters of the reboot, just like the audience did with the characters in the actual game itself. Another thing that I did want to see coming out of this reboot is if they're going to do backstory for each individual character, I also want to see what happened with the Lost. I want to see the story plot between the Lost Plagas. I want to see the T virus, the G virus, William Birkin and the G virus. I want them to explain Annette Birkin and, you know, how Sherry Birkin ended up with Leon and Claire. I want to see all of that. I want to see backstory on what happened before the incident of the current time that we see, like Leon S. Kennedy, Claire Redfield, and so forth in the upcoming Resident Evil reboot. And, you know, that would be really good too, because I would really want to know with what happened with the Plagas, with the Lost Plagas. I want to see what happened with William Birkin and the G virus. I want them to explain that, even if it's in flashbacks. You know, they don't have to go in, you know, I want them to go into detail with that, but I want them to also show that in, like, flashbacks. It doesn't matter if it's, like, maybe, like, a 15-second flashback, but I want to see how, you know, with including how Albert Wesker became a member of Umbrella and how he betrayed STARS. I want to see all that. I want to see all that. Maybe not in the same way as the games, but, you know, because like I said, this is its own story. But if they're going to do that, I want them to do that, but in a way where the audience would be like, oh, okay, so they're trying to reference this from the game, even though it's not exactly explained on how it was in the games, because it's its own story. But, you know, with the G virus sample, with William Burke and the backstory between Annette Birkin and all that, and Ada Wong, and that would be...
That would be great.